Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars.
Hey guys, welcome back. Be sure to check out the show notes at the bottom of this recording because I usually have a lot of cute little tidbits along the way, and you also get to follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below. Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden and a Magical Garden Reaching for the Stars. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today is Friday. It's a rainy day and there's absolutely nothing that we could do about it. We have to move forward and accept what is in alignment for us. So anyway, I wanted to take the time out to discuss some beauty regimens. Now, I know that I'm not a fashion guru or makeup artist, but I will say that I I do have my cosmetology license, so I think it's safe to say that I know a couple of things. I know a thing or two. With that being said, with all the knowledge that I have acquired over the years, one of the things I noticed that are 99.9% sure to work for you is natural products. And the funny thing is, this February, I made it a point to really go deeper when it comes to African American culture. And as an African American woman, I wanted to see what specific tools, what things were required in the 1920s. What did Black women use on their skin? Things on their hair. And to my surprise, they were using the very things that we use in our kitchen, in our regiment today. I don't think that there's really, I think it's safe to say most Black women use cocoa butter, shea butter, olive oil, castor oil, aloe in some way, shape, or form in their beauty regimen. It's so interesting because that's the things that they were using back then. The reason why they started using these things because they had a lack of resources because of segregation and so many things that was going on in that era. Women were forced to find other avenues when it came to taking care and preserving the longevity of their hair and also their skin. And they implemented a lot of natural things to soothe everyday things like oatmeal. They used oatmeal on the skin. They made homemade soaps that they implemented things like oatmeal, I'm sure shea butter as well. And it's so funny. I decided for myself to go and start making like some soaps in my latest episodes, and be sure to check that out. I did discuss the importance of sustainability and what is more sustainable than using or creating your own products. I know we live in a society where instant gratification is proven to be like top tier, but if I may challenge you a bit, creating your own natural products is not only gratifying, you know what's going in the products that you're creating, you know what's going on your skin, you know what is going on your children's skin. And I just think that although we live in a society that is extremely busy, taking a Saturday off to put a couple of ingredients together that will not only benefit you and your family members, I think that is something to entertain. You know, I remember when my son was a little boy, I used to use, and this is a very long time. This is before the internet. This is before the internet. I used to use like the days that we would have off. I was I was very blessed and fortunate to be in a position to where I would be able to align my schedule with his. So when he was out for school, or if he was on winter or spring recess, I would use those moments to be a little more crafty than other times. My mother was a homemaker for the most part. All through my life, I remember her creating special moments in our lives, myself and my brother, in our lives that really showed that she cared. But she used the time that she had wisely. Like if it was a Saturday, she would get up early and make us muffins, blueberry muffins from scratch. You know what I mean? She would do the things. And I know that we are pressed for time, money, and energy. But if we take time to dial back, we would realize that it doesn't take much. I mean, when I say scratch, you could go to Jiffy's. That's my scratch. You know what I mean? Or you could create it, you could make it a fun event for you and your family. And I just think that when you take the time to educate yourself and see what people used on their skin or the things that they implemented before, like decades before, in different time zones, I should say. These women that were oppressed were still able to provide a decent atmosphere, decent, loving home with the resources that they have. I'm here to remind you that you don't need much to again release your footprint on the earth and also create lovely moments with yourself and your family. By the time you hear this, Mother's Day has already passed, and shout out and happy Mother's Day to all. I pray that everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. But Mother's Day is a really fun tool to implement those things. Even your kids can join in for the ones that have little ones, and you may not be able to get away. And I know Mother's Day is supposed to be about rest, but we already know a mother's job is never it's never done, right? But implementing and passing down these lovely things, it's nothing like waking up in the morning and smelling some blueberry muffins. I feel like I could still smell them to this day. Anytime I feel like a little down and I want a little nostalgia in my life, I go head out to the supermarket and I'll go get like a cake mix or a box of mix to make muffins or whatever have you, some kind of pastry that I could put together because it tugs on the memory of when my mother used to do those type of things. So this, what I speak, goes a long way. Not only are you being more resourceful, you're also creating memories. And I feel like we live in a society where our children are suffering because they're not receiving the type of memories that our generation used to have, especially if you were born in your 70s. Times were different, and I get it. It's really hard for working parents to implement these things because this is something that does take time, right? I'm not going to even ignore that. But if you could just make it as simple as possible, to the best of your ability, even like down to instead of everybody in their rooms playing a game or watching a different show, maybe having family night, right? So that means there's one television that is on, right? The electronics, for the most part, right, is taking a little rest. So that eases up on the currency. And most importantly, you create a family dynamic where everybody is sitting in one space. I used to It's so funny when you're young you don't realize how blessed you are, right? I remember I used to turn up my nose because my mother would like scour the TV guide, if and get a show that we all could watch. And I see what she was doing. She was keeping the family together. We were indulging in conversation, something that we probably wouldn't want to do if everybody was in their own rooms watching their own television show. So I just want to bring this type of aspect because Mother's Day is a really great way to show and teach and love and grow. And Although we know that Mother's Day is more than just one day, we can also use that time to empower and give back and show love and show and teach the next generation, right? So they too, when they grow up and when they have children, they can implement these same things that I speak. Guys, be sure to check all the links down below where you can be privy with all the things that I have coming up. I'm working diligently on a couple of things and I'm so excited and I want you guys to be one of the first to receive whatever I'm offering. So be sure to do that as well as check out my blog at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the links will be down below. Guys, love you so much. Happy Mother's Day, or happy belated Mother's Day, that is. Stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace.
Hey guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram because what is popping over there? And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.